Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Melissa Adorable. I'm gonna be your therapist today. Just to let you know, I am still a trainee, so I'm working under my supervisor's license. Uh, and also, I want to let you know that I am my data reporter. So anything that we say today will be confidential, except if it is something that is you hurting yourself, or you attempting to hurt someone else, or someone attempting to hurt you, or if it involves a minor or an elderly person, then I will have to report that. But anything else stays just between me and you. So just letting you know so you can feel comfortable and share whatever you need to share. So what brings you in today?
The main thing I wanted to talk about was the struggles that I've been having in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm having a hard time opening up to others to initiate a relationship.
Okay. So you feel like the problem is you having a hard time opening up to them?
Yeah, I do. I feel like once I try, it's kind of like something switches in my brain where I'm panicking and I kind of just withdraw from that person.
Okay. So walk me through it. Would you say it's kind of like you really know that person, you guys are really dating, and then you're fine, but then when it comes to sharing maybe more about yourself, that's when you have difficulties, or how would you explain it?
I think that's a good idea of it, but it's more like when I'm trying to meet somebody new and start the new process, because I'm single, so I'm kind of dating and trying to meet somebody new. One is scary, and then when I actually meet them, I just completely lose interest, even though I do want to talk to them.
So you don't really lose interest, but at the moment it feels like you lose interest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that might be because you feel a little afraid of maybe sharing more about yourself, or getting to know them, or them getting to know you?
I think I'm scared of them getting to know me and judging me for what I went through.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned judgment. Do you have any time in the past maybe or before in which you have felt judged?
Many times.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I think would be at school, sometimes at work.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say school, I mean high school, elementary, mainly elementary. Not so much college, because I go to college, but I felt that a lot in elementary, and I think just the experience I had then kind of taught me to not be as open.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you this: have you had a time in which you didn't feel maybe as comfortable, but you tried it and then you were pleasantly surprised?
Yeah, I think some of the friends that I made in college, I think it applies to relationships and friendships.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to open up to a group of girls, and we're still friends to this day, and they're always there for me. I think I just struggle more when I'm trying to open up to men.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really tried to do that with men yet, where it could surprise me.
But have you put yourself out there, in terms of getting to know men?
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
I tried going out and meeting people in public, but I feel like I'm too shy.
Okay. So you kind of put yourself out there, but you kind of don't.
Yeah.
And have you maybe waited for them to try to approach you?
Yes.
And how did that work for you?
It doesn't usually work unless it's at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like publicly, I think I would have to approach them, maybe. Doesn't happen as often. I feel like it's easier on social media.
Okay. But then you have approached them either on social media or in person before.
Yeah.
And how were those experiences?
Well, with the first one, we dated for practically 4 years. So I guess that kind of worked, but the relationship didn't turn out very good. And I think I made like more friendships than anything. Because it would start off like trying to talk to them romantically, but then I was like, oh, I think we're better off as friends.
You will say that, or they will say that?
No, I would say that.
Okay. So, from what I hear you saying is that you have tried it, that sometimes you are capable of like approaching them first, but if it gets too close, you kinda get scared, I guess would be the word, and you kinda like rather leave the relationship and leave it alone.
You nailed it, yeah.
Yeah. So, would you say that there's something that you maybe could attempt to do different next time?
I think maybe when I'm like thinking about talking to somebody, not automatically compare them to maybe the last person. Maybe that's why I'm like afraid that they're gonna be like the same cycle of the previous relationship. Going in with that mindset might help me like want to talk to somebody more, and then understand like this person is different.
Okay. So you're saying that you get a little afraid that they might be like your last relationship. So do you want to walk me a little bit through how you felt with your last relationship, or maybe how you feel at the moment when you're talking to the new person? What are your feelings?
The last relationship, I felt like I was insecure. I wasn't like very trusting of them. I think a little emotionally damaged from that person. So when I talk to the new person, they kind of remind me of him in the way that they like talk. So sometimes I'm like, is this person like being mean, or is that just like me misinterpreting what they're saying?
Okay. So what I hear you saying is that you still a little feeling like it's hard for you to open up to new relationships because you feel like they could be exactly how your ex was.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel when that happens?
I feel like I'm not, how do I explain this? Like, that I'm holding myself back from finding, like, my soulmate. And sometimes it makes me feel angry.
So let's say when you get home, you get angry, or is it until the next day, or when do you think the angerness comes to you?
Sometimes it's in the moment when I'm like talking about or thinking about that person. Like, oh, I should reach out to them, but how come they haven't reached out to me? Or what am I doing wrong? And then I just like over time just get angry, and then if I'm distracting myself, like that anger goes away, like hanging out with friends or school or whatever it is.
It's okay. Is there something more that you would like to tell me?
I think it makes me sad too. I think I have a hard time like accepting, I guess like bad emotions, quote unquote. I know like being angry and sad aren't bad, but a lot of people see it that way. And I think it's like when I feel vulnerable, I start to like get awkward, or like how I did right now, I was trying to laugh it off. I feel like I feel the need to make the uncomfortable situation end, even though feeling those things might benefit me.
Would you say that you're afraid to weigh in and have those feelings?
Yeah, I think I am.
What do you think could happen if you allow yourself to feel those feelings?
The world will end. Sometimes. I feel like it puts me behind. Like I don't have time to feel anything just at work, at school. I need to stay on task.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you don't have time to feel your feelings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that that is what is making you feel angry?
I think it could be a big factor.
Mm-hmm.
I need more time to like self-care and learn to be. Sometimes I feel like I need to learn how to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so used to being like with my twin or just my mom, or so I'm always around someone all the time, you know?
Okay. And in terms of relationships with significant others, is that the case too? Do you always have a relationship?
No.
No. But then it's more like physical then. You don't like to be alone, like physically. There has to be someone with you, either your mom or your sister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that is?
I think it goes back to like having that fear of feeling those emotions. I don't want to feel those emotions, so if I'm around other people, distractions, it causes me to like forget about what I'm feeling. The anger, the sadness, the hopelessness, it goes away.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever allow time to have those feelings?
No.
And when you do, or remind me of a time, walk me of a time when you actually allow yourself time to, let's say, be angry. What happened?
Let's see. Let me think. I would say when my relationship ended, I allowed myself to be angry, and I think it was helping me kind of let go of like that whole situation, and it led me to like focus on myself and my independency. I was able to start like a weight loss journey. I think the anger fuel led me to just do better for myself rather than like those around me. I felt like a people pleaser.
Mm-hmm. So you feel like you're a people pleaser, and would you say that when you're angry is the only time that you're not a people pleaser?
Yes.
Okay. So then, at the beginning, you said you don't like to feel those feelings of anger. But then, right now, I feel like you're also telling me that there's times that you like to feel those feelings.
I guess when you think about it, it helps sometimes motivate me, and I never really thought about that until today.
It's okay.
I think that's true because when I think about it, like before I was like very dependent on him and sometimes on other people too. So I feel like that anger pushing me towards independency helped. Like, and that's a good type of anger. So I guess understanding that is like maybe one of the goals. Like being angry isn't always bad, that it could be good.
Good, great. I feel like that's really good progress. Not only are you able to process, but you're actually coming up with your own goals. So maybe for next week, if you'd like to come back next week, we can have a little bit of a homework in which at least one day out of the week you allow yourself to have feelings of anger. Does that work for you?
Yes.
And maybe allow yourself to explore. How does it feel? Is it helpful? Can it be helpful? What is it helpful for?
I think I should do that and like maybe journal it, like so I can keep progress
Yes.
of all the things that I'm feeling. I think that could help me like understand my emotions better. I think that's another goal I have, is to kind of understand my emotions and being able to regulate them.
So far, what do you do to regulate your emotions?
I think the main thing I do is listen to music, especially when I start feeling like my anxiety start to build up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was journaling at first, but it was more like writing like what came to mind, like how I was feeling that day. So if I felt like needing to get something off my chest, like, oh, today was rough because of X, Y, and Z,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was helping a little bit, but I also felt like I needed prompts.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any, so I think I need to look for those.
Okay.
And then another thing that I use is like my dog. Just hanging out with her, petting her. I really love my dog.
That's nice. So, how do you feel when you're petting your dog?
I feel happy. I feel like I don't have anything to worry about. And I just talk to her. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how are you today? You know she can't talk.
And have you been able to see like a contrast, like having one feeling before petting your dog, maybe a different one or a complete opposite after?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll come home after like a long stressful day and I'll just see her running up, wagging her tail, she's so happy, and all of that just goes away. I'm like, see, someone's excited to see me.
Mm-hmm. So it feels good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's a really good coping skill.
Yeah, it's helped me through a lot.
Mm-hmm. What would you say are some of the things that help you with?
I think when I ended that relationship, I didn't have her yet. So I didn't get her too long after we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was able to like focus a lot on her. So she was kind of like my COVID dog.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me a lot of time to like raise her. Like I had to potty train her, so it was very distracting. Like it was helping me stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
And using like her to like, I'm like training her basically, so like I didn't have time to like think about what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So did you ever have time to feel the emotions that you were feeling after what you went through, as you said?
Now that we're talking about it, it doesn't sound like it. No.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you say that maybe you have not allowed yourself to have time to process those emotions?
Wait, what?
You said that you have not had time to like actually feel those feelings after that relationship ended. So, what do you think is keeping you from that?
I think it like goes back to the same fear of like feeling bad emotions.
Okay, so I think we can tie it to what we were saying before in your goal of like allowing yourself to have those feelings. And I think we can start with that, and that will be a great way for you to like explore those emotions and know that there's no such a thing as good or bad emotions. They're just emotions. It's how you're feeling. And maybe that will help you feel a little more at peace and take the guilt away from you, because you're allowed to have bad emotions. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to feel bad. You're allowed to like feel disgusted with something. It's okay, you know? And maybe through experiencing with your homework and journaling, like you were saying, that will help you explore that. You mentioned to me that you felt like you're gonna die. Maybe we can explore that. And maybe you can tell me if you die next week.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Is there something that you are afraid of that you might not want to do?
No, I think I'm open
Okay.
to learning more about all of this.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so would you like to meet up for next week at the same time? Okay. Okay, perfect. I think we're gonna work on a lot of things, and I want you to be mindful, if you can, also where do you feel, what you're feeling in what part of your body, and you can write it in your journal too.
I'll do
Okay.
that, and I'll
Yeah.
get back to you with it.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Have a good week,
You
and see
too.
you again next week.
See you next week.